Well, holy smokers, folks, this isn't any kind of dang jokers, okay? A stock just did the unthinkable. Yes, the unthinkable, okay? We got to talk about what just happened with this stock. What it just did, this is a massive, massive milestone this company just hit, okay? We're going to talk about why this stock just made a huge move here today. We're going to talk about my views on this stock. If I own this stock, we're going to get into all that in this video, and that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy this. As always, all I ask in return is that you smash that like button. That helps out huge in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate all you guys for being here as always. If you're looking to join our brand new free Facebook group, check it out. It'll be the pinned comment down there. Absolutely free to join. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy that, okay? So I want to ask you a question real quick here, okay? This video is not about Amazon, by the way, but I want to ask you about a few stocks, okay? And you tell me what these stocks have in common, okay? Amazon Corporation, Apple Corporation, Google McDougal Corporation, and Mr. Softy Microsoft. What do all four of those companies have in relation to each other, okay? And keep in mind, these are the only four true companies in the world that have this, okay? There's one other company that is also, you know, usually in this club, but that company is kind of owned by, let's just say, like the Saudi Arabia government, kind of. So it's a kind of a weird situation, okay? But these four individual companies, they have something very important in common, okay? Amazon, Apple, Google, and Microsoft. They are part of the $1 Trillion Boys Club. Yes, the $1 Trillion Boys Club, which means you have over a $1 trillion market capitalization on your company, right? Amazon today trades at 1.7 trillion. Apple today trades at about 2.2 trillion, right? Google McDougal trades at 1.66 trillion, and Mr. Softy trades at over 2 trillion, right? And those are usually the only four companies you'll find, other than a company named Saudi Aramco, but that's a very confusing situation. I don't really put that in the same category as these other stocks, but those are the only stocks you'll ever really find that have $1 trillion+ market caps on them, that deserve that sort of valuation. But there's a brand new member here today, okay? Brand new member for the first time ever to the $1 Trillion Boys Club, the fifth horseman of the bunch, and it is Facebook. It is official. Facebook, as of today, just hit $1 trillion market cap. Unbelievable, okay? Yes, it finally did it, okay? $1 trillion. It's flirted with getting up to some pretty big numbers in the past, but never hit that big $1 trillion mark. And today, it is officially there. So amazing, okay? Amazing. But we got a lot to discuss here, okay? So first thing, you guys know I own Facebook stock. I'm going to take you through how much I actually have in this stock, okay? Talk about how important of a position it is for me. We're going to talk about what happened, because something very specific happened here today, right? That stock didn't just go up 4% plus and far outperform the stock market here today by accident, okay? There's something very specific that just happened with this stock that is a very, very bullish thing, at least in the short term, and honestly for the long term of this company. Very, very important, okay? Something big, okay? We're going to talk about where this stock is going next, in my opinion, and we're going to talk about, is this stock still a buy? I've been calling this stock easy money in the stock market for several years now, probably since, I don't know, maybe it was either 2017 or 2018, right? And we're going to talk about if I still view this stock as easy money and a super attractive risk rewards, is still a buy, okay? So a lot to get into. First off here, as far as me and my shares, I have 400 shares in this particular account here, and then I have another 371 shares in another account. So 400 shares here in this account. This is my main private account. We're up $46,000 on those ones so far. 238 cost basis. This other one, the cost basis is beautiful. 153.35. 371 shares on this one, up 75,000 plus on these Facebook shares so far, okay? Real quick, Facebook should be a way bigger position for me. Something happened here, okay, with Facebook. What happened is I started building this position out. Oh, man, this just hurts me. I started building the Facebook position. It was either 2017 or 2018, okay? Now, you know, if I go back to 2018, which was when I was really getting the Facebook position rolling, right? You know, I don't know what I had in stocks back then. Maybe it was $1 million, okay? Roughly. Somewhere around there if we go back to 2018, right? Well, Nowadays, obviously, I have significantly more money than you know, in the market than when I had back then, right? And so because I had a smaller account, I built the position smaller because I didn't have it like back then. If I had $100,000 in a stock, that was a lot of money back then, right? And so it led me to this place when it comes to Facebook, although I've always loved the stock and I've viewed it as one of the most attractive risk rewards in the stock market, that I didn't, even as my net worth grew and I had a ton of success in other stocks, I did not buy Facebook heavy enough. I got too caught up into other new stocks, which there's nothing wrong with that because a lot of those new stocks have done amazing as well, right? But when it comes to Facebook, I just look at that stock and I'm like, I should have built that much bigger than it is, okay? And it's still, what is it, well over a $250,000 position, but I'm just saying, like, I should have put at least a $250,000 plus in myself. And this position should be valued right now $400,000, $500,000, okay? So, you know, it's done amazing for us. It's one of those stocks I should have put a lot more in over time. Because of when I started buying it, it kind of just would always get pushed to the back. Like, well, I could buy Facebook today, but there's this other new stock that I'm really hyped on, right? And so sometimes something like a Facebook kind of just gets pushed to the back burner. And I didn't really ever build it really the way I should have really built this position. I mean, honestly, I should have $1 million in the stock today. I should. When I think about some of my other $1 million positions, you know, Walgreens, Tattooed Chef, some of those other ones, right? I mean, extremely attractive risk rewards. And when I look at Facebook, I'm like, why would I not have $1 million? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, I mean, I love this company, but anyways, we got a lot to get into, okay? So what happened? What's the big news that happened to this company? Okay, so something very, very big happened, right? FTC antitrust case against Facebook dismissed by judge. Dismissed by judge. We're going to get into the actual what they said here. Very, very important. This is huge, guys, because the biggest thing that has been holding Facebook stock back for the past 3 or 4 years has been drama around FTC related things. There was a Cambridge Analytica thing, right? All that stuff has been holding this stock back for years. This stock has been primed to go on a massive bull run, the likes of which we've maybe never seen as far as big cap companies. But it's always been held back by all these sorts of things. Is Facebook a monopoly? Is Facebook trying to influence this, that? All that stuff has been holding the stock back for the longest time, okay? And now all that stuff is starting to get moved to the back now. And this stock is coiled and ready to, you know, let's just say beast, okay? Facebook stock hit an all-time high after U.S. District Judge said a Federal Trade Commission complaint against the social media company is legally insufficient and must therefore be dismissed. This is really, really big news because this is one of those things that has been holding the stock back and holding the stock back and holding the stock back from reaching new all-time highs and getting up there with, you know, Google's and Apple's and those sorts of companies, okay? And we'll talk about where I think the stock's going and those sorts of things, okay? So where do I think the stock's going next? Do I think the stock is still a buy? Let's talk about that for a moment, okay? So, when we talk about Facebook, a lot of people just think it's Facebook platform. It's not. It's Facebook platform, right? It's Facebook's Messenger, right? It's Instagram, it's WhatsApp, and it's Oculus. Oculus is obviously in the forefront of augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality, virtual reality, think of Oculus first, okay? Really in VR especially. So when you think about Facebook here for a moment, we're talking about a company that each one of those branches has 1,000 businesses off of it and 1,000 different ways it can make money, right? If you think about just the Facebook platform and all the different ways Facebook can monetize that, the biggest one is obviously advertising, right? That's the biggest. That's the biggest by far, right? Advertising. But Facebook has so many other ways of driving revenue just off the Facebook platform. Same thing with Facebook Messenger. Same thing with Instagram, right? Think about Instagram for a moment. It's not like they just can make advertising revenue. They can make so many other streams of income. All that Facebook cares about is that the world uses at least one of their apps, right? Or, you know, maybe even several of their apps. Because if that's going on, then Facebook always has an unlimited amount of folks to show ads to, or to sell products to, and services to, and all those sorts of things. They have the world's attention, and an attention that is driven by data in the world. who's in a better position for the world's attention and data than Facebook? I can't think of a better company, right? Google would be number 2. Number 3 after that, I don't know. Maybe Apple, maybe Amazon. I mean, you could make an argument for different companies out there. But yeah, in terms of data, those two are the kings, right? Facebook and Google. And so you're talking about just incredible business models that by standalone, they would be worth hundreds of billions of dollars just alone, right? If Facebook platform was just its own company, you're talking about that company's worth hundreds of billions of dollars just by itself. Same thing with Instagram, right? This is a company that is expected to have revenue growth of 20% plus for a while. Analysts, have them potentially doing just under 20% next year. We'll see. Every time I've seen analysts predict that Facebook or Amazon is going to grow less than 20%, or Google for that matter, they almost always end up growing more than 20%. It almost consistently happens. So no matter what, Facebook should be a double-digit grower for years, like as far as this whole decade. I would be in shock if Facebook ever put up a year, even in a recessionary year. Even if we have a recessionary year between 2021 and 2030, I would be in shock if Facebook had a year where they didn't grow revenue at least 10%. But most years, I'm expecting 15, 20, 25% revenue growth. The best part about that is Facebook's already gone on a huge hiring push in the past, okay? And so whatever number you expect for revenue, the net income should be more. So what I'm basically saying here is if I expect Facebook to grow revenues 20%, then I would expect net income to increase by even a bigger percentage, okay? If net income goes up 10%, if revenue growth goes up 10%, I expect net income to grow even more than that. This is a beautiful business model that just gets more and more profitable as it scales out bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? And this is a very, very important factor that I don't think a lot of people think about in regards to Facebook. Talking about a company that has a forward P under 30? Under 30? I mean, you're talking about a company that's revenue growth 20% plus, growing for as long as I can see, right? Net income growing at even a steeper percentage. You're talking about a company that is getting all this drama stuff put in the backdrop now. A P under 30, a forward P under 30 is silly, absolutely laughable for this company. And that's what it is, okay? It's the most disrespected of the big tech stocks by a mile. And the balance sheet's the number 3, in my opinion. If I was ranking balance sheets best in the world, I would put it as the number 3 best balance sheet in the entire world. Top 5, no debate. Top 5, no debate. I would put it at number 3 best balance sheet in the world. Then you could go on to Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg and the management team and all those sorts of things, right? But there's so many components to be excited about this stock. And this is why when it comes to Facebook stock, I expect this stock to continue to be a beast for years to go in the future. I believe Facebook's going to be the biggest market capitalization in the world over time, okay? I truly think that over time, Facebook will take over market cap-wise Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Apple. All these companies have unbelievable business models, beautiful business models. But I can tell you, I don't think any of them have the scale, the pure scale that Facebook has. And I don't think any of them are going to have as many income streams as Facebook is going to have. And I don't think any of them have the pricing power that Facebook has. If you're a business, if you're a small business, mid-sized business, even a large company, if you're not advertising on Facebook and Instagram, you are irrelevant. How are you not there? You have to be there, right? And so when it comes to, and you think about it from that context, it's like, I don't have to have an iPhone. I like to have an iPhone, right? But if I have a business and I want to build that business, I better be on Facebook. I better be on Instagram, or what the heck am I doing, right? Amazon, I love their business model, but we obviously all know retail is very, very competitive, right? Amazon's in a great position and should continue to beast for many, many years to go in the future. Google is being disrupted a little bit on their search engine side because of voice search and some of those sorts of things, but it's a very slow transition to some of those other products. But we know Google's, they own Android. They own what you're watching us on YouTube right now, right? Google's a beast. Microsoft's a beast, right? But I don't think any of them will be able to beat out Facebook. There's just no doubt in my mind if we're, looking, and we're in the year, let's say 2026, I think Facebook's the biggest market capitalization company in the entire world, okay? And that's why I expect this stock to continue to not just outperform the market over time. I think Facebook will outperform all the other big tech stocks, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google. Those other stocks can do amazing as well. I just honestly think Facebook's going to get into a league of its own and outperform all of those over in the coming years, guys. And yeah, I love the stock. I'll continue to hold it. I just wish I owned more of it. So anyways, I would love to hear from you guys as always. And what a perfect day to announce that, you know, we got this new Facebook group, right? We're a day that Facebook hits $1 trillion market cap. It's almost like a celebration. We got the new Facebook group. That'll be pinned comment down there. Hope you guys enjoy that. Let me know in the comments what you think about Facebook and its long-term prospects as, you know, maybe multi-trillion-dollar market cap in the future. Much love as always, guys, and have a great day.